first stun. Completely missed on Batali. They're going to go for the Mars. If they need to kite Lumiere, the Stone Gate's going to live with the Medusa just to run inside the middle. Look at the damage that Medusa's starting to pop out. It's dire. The
Ground. They're run up. Adrian, and he sees them.
They didn't know the Mars had to blink. They're going to push him down to the low ground. Adrian just gets the ultimate off, but he's stuck inside the cogs in the arena. There's going to be no escape from the slug, because now the double damage from Medusa. Look at the arena. Exploded. Catching the Zeus. It's all going to be off the back of Adrian if he can turn this team fight around. Turn to stone. They get 2 key cores, and that'll be all she wrote. The G's come out. Even just in general, I suppose, take objectives.
Look at this mid lane.
Yeah, mid lane. Yeah.
Just, he plays down the sentry one. He's like, I'm gonna get it. Gonna stop me.
And I was even considering about running up as well and trying to snipe that one away. So this matchup should, like, Zeus is going to feel very comfortable in this matchup. You've always got the Arc Light, so the Heavenly Jump to be able to reposition. But Analog will farm as well. Like, anyone into a Zeus matchup is going to get all the farm they would ever hope for.
The thing is, though, I feel like Batrider is one of those heroes that you're shoving out the lane as the Zeus. And Zeus isn't one of those heroes anymore that could just go to the small camp and pick up that farm when he's looking to do that. So I feel like the Zeus matchup isn't quite as good as it used to be.
Okay.
Looking at a little bit of a dive/pull that's going on here by TI11, just trying to disrupt things on the top side. But I really want to see them try to get RM stacking up a few of these camps for the Zeus inside of the Dire jungle. Again, that's one of the big strengths of playing on the Dire side, right? Is that you're able to accelerate your farm, especially on someone like the Zeus that's going to be maxing out that Arc Lightning super early.
And I do wonder how Mad Kings are going to look to play this top lane in particular. Like, if Adrian at the moment has an Orb of Corrosion queued up after the treads, if he's going to want to go for this a little bit earlier, you know, play the kind of the brawling game, or just play the lane off the back of trying to get as much farm as possible. Because I think HOKORI also have 2 heroes that can definitely look to find kills here. So I think we're going to have a lot of action top, but I'm just intrigued on kind of how the itemization is going to be able to follow that.
Yeah, for sure. Another nice pull being done here by TI11, making sure that they get that super safe farm. Again, a Slark is one of those carries that loves to go into these beefy strength heroes for them. You just want to make sure that you're able to steal as many of those Essence Shift stacks as you want. Ironically, though, Adrian hasn't leveled up a single point just yet, so yeah, he hasn't been doing too much of that harass for now. Nice little re-aggro coming through there, making sure that they're not able to pull this wave behind the tower. So right now, HOKORI coming out on the better end of this laning stage, at least for the top lane.
And you mentioned in the draft as well that South America are one of the few regions that really don't mind putting the Ember Spirit as a support. We're seeing it this game played by Pablo. How are we expecting him to look to have his impact? Is there anything that we need to keep our eyes out on this position for Ember?
Not specifically. I mean, you see a lot of unlucky stun coming through on that bottom side, catching out Pablo. The thing is, with an Ember Spirit, you don't really need that many items. You know, how many times have we seen even mid-Ember Spirits get just like an Orb of Corrosion, some value items super early on, and then still have a huge amount of impact? Yes, it's with the bottle and maybe a BKB, but you're still able to do so much with so little, right?
Yeah, it just definitely feels like you're looking for levels mainly. Just chains and being nuisance. I was just watching the Ember and Clockwork have a bit of a battle to see who could make it to the boundary room first. The Cogs kind of pushing Pablo a little bit forward to get there faster.
Yeah, so he was always going to get there first. I mean, again, it's kind of like the...
He's got to be cautious.
Real cautious. He's got plenty of one charges though. The situation with the Ember Spirit is gonna sound silly, kind of similar to the whole Terrorblade one, right?
Oh,
where the Sleight of Fist, it's so cheap, man. 50 mana for Sleight of Fist is not much at all, which means that you are able to spam it. Oh, sorry, Jachi Tokyo builds in a little bit of worry here, although Analog will stay for now.
Oh, nice jump.
Just gets away. Trying to pick up this water rune, and yep, nicely done. Good protection coming through from Gardic there. Yeah, what I was saying before about the Ember Spirit is that you don't need much, right? So something as simple as the slide of this spam, as long as you've got these
Top lane Adrian might be in some trouble. HOKORI's connecting. He doesn't have many sticks charges. As Vitaly finds first blood, that was incredibly well set up from the Mars. I'll hold that thought real quick. His bottom lane, even the Legion's in trouble as well. Mixy Snake's gonna come up in the next couple of seconds. It's level 2 as well, so that bonus damage should help out with getting the kill. And now Gardic, well, battery salt's gonna expire, so they won't chase down Pablo, but HOKORI, some really nice plays in the side lane. First play was set up by Vitaly. He speared the Slark back onto the tower, and then he was able to kind of disrupt the leap away with the God Tribute, which pushed him back under for another tower hit. That was beautifully done from the Mars.
To get this,
Archie. Oh, no. 2 rotations as well.
I mean, now you almost feel like you want to send someone else towards mid. You saw 2 TPs get cancelled, so just go for another kill in 35 seconds when the Firefly is available again.
You definitely want
to movement from someone like the Marcy in particular. TI11 still looking to hang around that mid lane. Mars is in a pretty good spot, farming next to his tower. Make sure that you're protecting those power runes as much as possible, and like I said, that'll be basically perfect timing for the Firefly to once again be available. Be able to get some stacks off in the triangle.
So Analog just having some mana issues if a fight does break out, but hopefully get some value out of the clarity before Zeus pops it. All right, cool clarity.
They're going to be praying that the rune is top, and it is. It's just one of those instances where you get a little lucky sometimes. It was good movement from Pablo to make sure that the bottom lane was secured, but going to be able to get this bounty rune. And Monster looking to back off. Result of the movement coming through. Might even be going for a kill here.
They can jump on forward quickly, HOKORI for quiet, and yep, they're going to go into the T2 tower. Nothing that they're worried about early on. Another kill for Analog. It's just scary, man, getting the Batrider off to an incredible start.
Dire's bottom tower
Proved to be an issue for Mad Kings. If he finds that early boots of travel timing, he could get very, very active on the map.
Just have a look at what the net worth situation is right now. Lumiere's getting a little bit dived at the moment. Not quite the level 60 though on Arzin. So if they were wanting to go for that duel, they needed to take it away first. Close is Zeus to level 6. That's the real timing that they're looking for the Mad Kings. Very close, 1 creep away. So Arzin can get into this, get a duel off onto a key target like Medusa, then it might bring them back into this game, but Lumiere recognizes it. Goes back into the jungle, playing around relative safety. As soon as you see the Legion Commander not showing in the lane, you know to play even more passively than you already are.
Now you even have to be worried about another side lane in top. Mars is about to have the level 6 completed, so the Slark has to be really cautious of how he uses the Dark Pack, but bottom lane.
Bot lane?
Arzin, he's going to try and run down Gardic in the tree line. They have the duel already looking to try and firm that first victory of the game, and they definitely should be able to do so. The 3 members surrounding the Clockwork. Somehow the creep gets the kill. Who knows how that's going to be a possibility when they have 3 members, but at least the Legion finds that first victory.
Especially now, the duel just being that little bit of extra cast range makes life a little bit easier. You don't need to pray for the Tumbler's Toy. You don't need to go into the level 10 talent for the extra range. Just that slightly increased capability of being able to scale off of the duel bonus damage really feels good. You know, previously it felt like duels were pretty inconsequential, at least up until you were level 12, but now certainly much less so.
Radiant's bottom tower
though he did a great job of stalling out this push on the bottom side, the tower will eventually have to fall to the attacks of Arzin and Pablo.
Mad Kings have a really nice ward already deep placed inside the bottom jungle. So it's scouting out where Lumiere's farming. It's also scouting out Gardic kind of wrapping around and being the bodyguard on the Medusa. So this is going to enable Mad Kings.
Does scout this out too, though. So it's not like they're the only ones playing with information. I'll actually look to scout that one out and give that valuable XP over to Lumiere. Level 8 on the Medusa.
Should be fine. Battery Salt's about to expire. A lot of damage from Gardic though, so Pablo's going to have to go probably all the way back to base considering his resources, but not ready to go in particular. here for HOKORI, because top lane Vitaly. Stark should have enough mana shortly for the Shadow Dance. He wanted to pounce out instead.
Can't do that anymore, brother.
Even I
Can't do it. No one can do it. I have
Radiant's top
tested.
tower is under attack. Dire's top tower is
Can
under
you-
attack.
Can you,
You can't bonk into it and jump over, no.
that's not what I was going to ask. Can you do it as soon as it lands, though, before the walls are set up?
I mean, sure, there's still a spawn
Dire's
time
top
of the
tower
overall
is
arena.
under attack.
Top lane Slark's going to move back up here, but lasso if required. There's the rotations coming
just used as
out.
well.
Try and close the distance onto Vitaly, but it does look like this spear is going to be able to push the Slark back, so Adrian won't be able to continue to lock onto the Mars. So that's a lot of information now that HOKORI can play with. And look at this. They're going to bring multiple members to try and secure the power in him. They get the Zeus. The stone in the toss back into the river. Vitaly will catch up. Oh, a beautiful rotation in the turnaround, but they don't get the victory. It's Arzen. He'll go down. They
Is under
the
attack.
Zeus still as well.
It's a great attempt coming through, but really punishing the fact that they saw all of those TPs coming top. They knew it was impossible for any kind of reinforcements to come because Slark had TP top. Same sort of thing with the Grim and the Ember. So really nice movements coming through from HOKORI. Shouldn't end up in them getting the tower, but they know that there's no Thunder God's Wrath. You're able to play a little bit more aggressively up on this top side.
All that going on. Lumi is just farming down bottom, so he's getting whatever he wants across the map. And like you mentioned, HOKORI can put some pressure on the other side
Dire's
lane.
top tower is under attack.
I don't... Oh, actually, okay. Mad Kings, they are going to look to defend this, but their supports are such low levels. RM, along with Pablo, only level 4 at the moment, so this is not going to be an easy tower to defend, this analog. Some of the information required to take this fight. Pops the smokes, and they're going to reposition. Now they can consider about jumping back in if they see an opening.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Maybe clip the creep with.
Dire's structures
Why not?
are
Just take the
fortified.
tower.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Not just going to show up too. He's going to be cautious because Guarding's wrapping around. A little bit of damage onto Vitaly at the moment. He's going to miss the spear, but the arena does hold multiple people back, but it looks like there'll be no follow-up. Guarding, unfortunately, there's no creeps there to find the hook, so Arzen can find his second dual victory of the game.
Pretty big miss spear there by Vitaly. I mean, you saw the Slark just having used his Dark Pact and really whiffs on it. So, an amazing way to be able to keep extending that lead that they've got. It's already a 5k advantage at the 12-minute mark. Corp doing his best to, oh, there he goes later with the haste rune. Basically the only thing that would have brought him to safety. This is something that he's done really well all throughout the tournament. It's just his space creation is insane, blocking up multiple camps. They're going to ping out everything that he's looking to do. This should be very obvious to Ewood, but still, his work is done.
The network difference between the Medusa and the Slark. To see how much space Lumiere has been able to find across the map.
It's all on Arzen, it feels. I know he's not even top of the team in net worth, but he's getting a decent amount of farm. You know, the 2 points, the 2 dual victories, getting closer and closer towards that blade mail. You've got some potential to be able to get some of these kills off. Okay, you'll get up to that level 12 as quickly as you can.
Who does Arzen need to be playing with to kind of help secure these dual victories?
Radiant are scanning.
I mean, I feel like it needs to be basically everyone but the Slark and the Zeus, right? Zeus could, of course, just join in at any time with the Thunder God's Wrath to be able to get that damage boost.
Think about Arzen.
Careful here.
He's going to look for the duel with a Slark nearby. They'll need the Thunder Gods, and they're going to be able to provide that. That damage required gets rid of the Marcy. So another dual victory. Mad Kings need to reevaluate, though, if they're going to continue on with this team fight. They did commit a lot just to get the initial kill. We'll be able to back up. That's what they need. Just these skirmishes, get the scaling online, get the stacks going for the Slark, and get the dual victories up for Arzen.
I want to get it going real fast, though. I mean, Arzen's just switched from going into a Blade Mail into a Blink Dagger coming through next. I understand the need to want to be able to get another one of those dual kills, again, continue the scaling, but I just don't think your team has the damage unless Slark is also there, because Thunder God's Wrath, 90 seconds on cooldown, so I feel like you can't stay off the map for the amount of time that he'll need to be able to make this Blink Dagger useful again. Feels like it's going to be a lot of net worth spent for not too much effectiveness.
Yeah, like maybe if RM was having a better game where like this Ag Shard was going to come out at a faster timing, you could definitely argue the blink, but you're not going to have that damage from there. So yeah, I too agree. I'm a bit concerned that this blink, if they don't get a couple of kills off the back of it, then he's going to start to fall behind. Well, this is where it starts. They need to convert on this smoke.
Yeah, still do. 45 seconds
You'll
left.
Get the clock.
On that
You're happy with the
Thundergods.
clock. Oh, okay.
See him.
Boom! There it goes.
That'll reveal his position. They want something better. They feel like they have the damage for it. I'm not so certain.
Yeah. I don't know if they can get Lumiere.
This is a farmed Medusa, man.
I don't know.
He's got the mana shield on.
Thundergods on cooldown as well. Yeah, they're just going to go for the clockwork inset. The much easier target to bring down. 40 damage now on Arzen. Pick it out though. You can't stick around. Analog's going to charge in. They've got the ward of the river, so they scout up the Legion's escape pattern. They're able to find the lasso and instantly the rest have died. They need to retreat. But Tyler's going to try and find another target with the arena. He might be able to catch up. But Pablo and Jachi will be able to part their way into the tree line. This tier 1 tower now is going to be in some trouble though. Steelcore gets the jump, but unable to find the control into Pablo.
Jump potential for the Zeus. That's really the main thing that they're looking for is Adrian.
Far. The spam is there. The Dark Pack should be fine for Adrian. Faced with the Shadow Dance, but now the Slark will not have the capability to go in. But I think the important thing is the fact that Mad Kings have successfully defended this tier 1 tower.
Was one of the better heroes at being able to do so.
This will do.
Analog really just needing to play around that lasso. Obviously, they had to use it previously to be able to get that turnaround kill, and he's going to go straight back bottom. Just look to pick up a lot more of this farm. It's one of these games where BKB isn't necessarily going to be able to do the most. Like, sure, it'll stop the Zeus's damage from coming through, but not much else. You're still going to get dueled. You're still going to get the Slark pouncing in onto you and dealing a lot of his damage, so kind of rare that we see it these days, but I was wanting to see an early-ish Blink Dagger coming out from Analog.
Lane Lumiere in the tree line. They continue to go up to the north. It doesn't look like they are. Play by their ward, maybe seeing if he's farming back. IM has run into the clockwork, and yep, again, another free kill. They'll use the Thunder Gods for it, maybe just wanting to see if anyone else is behind. They're going to go for Lumiere.
Yeah, the vision. Thunder Gods showed that he was there, hiding up onto the top side. That's that spot to the top left there. That's called the Ana spot, by the way. Seb was telling me that one back at Gamers 8, the event, because that's always seems to be where he's hiding when he wants to be out on the map but not revealing too much.
The Ana spot, okay. I am a little bit concerned on how Mad Kings are going to be able to fight once Lumiere gets his Skadi. I think once he completes his next item, we're just going to see HOKORI group up, and Dire will be lacking a lot of damage, and I am worried about how they can take these 5-on-5 fights. Like, they're looking okay at the moment because of their capability to get pickoffs, but this Skadi will enable HOKORI to group up and just go from tower to tower and potentially even Roshan.
Yeah, you're getting some damage, which is nice, onto Arzen, but it's not stopping the Medusa. That's the main issue, right? Unless he's literally getting them back to back to back to back to back, you're not going to be able to outscale this hero. You see, like you mentioned, even though they're getting the kills, you're not stopping the Medusa, and you're not stopping kind of everyone else as well. Like, the net worth lead is continuing to grow. But Tali's stalking Zeus. Ardic's not going to look to jump on forward, so you have an Arcane Rune to play with now on Jachi. Doesn't have the Aghanim Shard, unfortunately, just yet. This is going to be a big pickup. Having that, plus the level 12 even, is going to be a really big deal. I mean, the Legion Commander isn't level 12 yet, but she is level 10. That 8 extra bonus damage, it does start to add up after a period of time, so really just looking to see them wait out that level 12, and then look to go for a smoke once again. Try and pick off, honestly, any target. But this is the time where HOKORI said, all right, we're ready. We've got the BKBs available. We feel like we're tanky enough. We're going to toss Lumiere on the front lines, maybe even use him as a little bit of bait here. As we go for a smoke to try and get a little bit of this control back onto the map. Someone's going to need to come and defend this tier 1 tower, and want to punish them. Seems like they know, though.
Dire's
Straight
middle
picked out.
tower has fallen.
Easy last hit.
Does he consider about dropping the ward on the cliff and said maybe we'll use it in a more unconventional spot? It's beautiful. Going to be very hard to de-ward scouts out if anyone's getting set up to move into the jungle, even move into potentially defend this tier 2 tower top. Got a lot of vision here for Rainy to play with at this top side of the map, so they're going to need to stick around. And for Mad Kings, if you want to push them out of that area, well, it's going to be all on this bottom lane, but they don't really have the easiest way to kind of force HOKORI down bottom to defend the tower if required.
Even just Arzen, he spent the last 30 seconds just walking back and forth.
He's going to run into RM. A solo arena onto the Grimstroke. An easy kill for them to find. And looks like Ember's going to be able to get out as well. So do you consider about making a play now if you're Dire when the Grimstroke respawns?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you've got the Blade Mail, you've got the level 12 on the Zeus. Not quite level 12 on the LT, but I think you're fine.
Or start a BKB. Nicely done. Archie's still moving on down. They've got the Legion as well, starting to pivot his attention to bottom. First TP's going to come out. You're not worried about the Mars. You know he doesn't have Arena. They'll get the kill and they can turn it back onto Vitali. A BKB expended, but it's another usage that they get nothing out of. So Mad Kings, they are doing a really good job. And look at this fast-paced play. They're going to smoke and instantly try and get another kill.
Will they be able to, though? That's the question. I mean, you've got the Diffusal Blade, but you have no duel. You have no Thunder God's Wrath. You have no real other instant killing abilities. The Olacore is even going to be able to pop this smoke as they patrol through, trying to catch in onto someone else. Arctic just looking to play very defensively.
Look at the first stun. Completely missed on Vitali. They're going to go for the Mars if they need to kite Lumiere. The Stone Gate's going to level the Medusa just to run inside the middle. Look at the damage that Medusa's starting to pop out. It's Dire. They'll just get the TP out of the Zeus, but Pablo, there's no way. Okay, never mind. He's gonna remember
there might be one way.
There is a way.
That Mystic Snake.
I could do with more.
Raindrops.
Raindrop. The Mars Spear was, he was assuming that the Dispose was going to come off, but the stuns were there and it was nicely done.
See what the Medusa's able to do, though, throughout the fight. 4,600 damage. That's a Skadi for Lumiere. He's going to be going Butterfly next item as well. Oh, God. And this Butterfly is an incredible item against the Slark. That solely relies on those right clicks. Maybe a little bit different now, of course, with the change to the pounds, getting some stacks, but still, Slark does not particularly like building into the MKB. Not early on, at least. You will be forced to go for it like maybe 4th or 5th item, so there'll be a window for the Medusa.
Oh, for sure. And, I mean, it just means that effectively the way that you play these fights, if she's going to go this like super defensive, you can't kill me route, is just that. Don't go for her. You need to try and kill everyone else before you look to focus in on the Medusa. Number one priority in my eyes is actually either the Mars or the Marcy. They're the ones that are enabling this Medusa to be so effective, right? Just stand and fight around the arena, give her the lifesteal, give her the bonus damage, give her the things that enable the stuns to come off in a lot of these early engagements.
And this net worth lead is not going. In fact, it's slowly starting to be cut down here. Jarchi, that's going into an E-Blade next, but he's got the Nether Shard to be able to pump out his damage as well. Everyone else is keeping up. Legion 68 damage, hasn't found a dual victory in the past couple of minutes. Game's starting to slow down a little bit. What are we looking for next to kind of set ourselves up for this 5-on-5 team fight that's soon to break out?
Do I want to see? Arzen in particular. I do like that he's going the Hell, but I was debating between that and the BKB, but I suppose, again, the main area of concern for you right now is just that Medusa. Take her out of the team fight, particularly pre-BKB on her, and force her to have to go this, as opposed to some other damaging item. Like, again, she's tanky enough, but you just basically want to be able to ignore her entirely.
Nice thing for Dire as well that they almost have the Aghanim Shard picked up for the Grimstroke pretty shortly. You can put that onto multiple heroes. You're probably Slark and Legion, the ones you're looking at. Mid lane, do they want to last? So they okay. Blink reveal coming out from the Batrider. We'll see if that pickoff might put them into the. Oh, definitely they're going to go pit now with the double damage. All right.
No vision on the high ground. Put their own up. Adrian, if he sees them,
they didn't know the monster to blink. They're going to push him down to the low ground. Adrian just gets the ultimate off, but he's stuck inside the cogs in the arena. There's going to be no escape from the slug, because now the double damage from Medusa will just charge out another member on Mad Kings. They get the victory onto the Marcy, and now they can go back and take Roshan after multiple kills.
It actually gives the bonus damage as well from the talent to the other person if they get killed. So Marcy's got plus 28 damage. You love to see it. Also, TI11 go on that build that a lot of the pros are favoring, particularly the ones that lean a little bit more towards the core side. They want Marcy's that are able to scale. Of course, she's very strong in the laning stage, but we've seen her fall off an absolute cliff if you don't have the ability to regularly contribute in team fights, and things like the BKB works really well with Marcy as a strength hero, just providing that strength plus damage component. And of course, into something like a basher afterwards could also feel really nice. And now that you've got that extra 28 damage as well, plus the Unleash, you are a significant damage source in a lot of these team fights.
Yeah, 28 damage is no joke for a Marcy. Like, this is really scary now. The positioning from the Grimstroke, maybe you've got to be worried about. Even the Zeus. Like, you already have a Batrider and Mars, and well, Clockwork for that matter, that's going to be on top of you. Now you got a Marcy as well, so what's the call, Mad Kings? You're doing an incredible job to kind of stall this game out and put yourselves in a position where you could contest HOKORI that had a very good start, but one misstep and now you're 8,000 gold behind and down the Aegis advantage and potentially the Ember as well.
Radiant's bottom tower.
Gonna try and use another glyph here, or bait out another glyph rather. Lumiere not on the front lines. It does feel like a hero like Medusa fits his style well. You know, we've seen him play heroes like the PA. He got the Rampage in that one. He was exceptional. He is a farming style core. He's not active, so I like that HOKORI are doubling down into that and giving him something that's going to emphasize his ability to. Well, they know Arzent's here. The smoke popped.
Oh no, not like this. No! Oh, poor old Arzent. Even Vitali trying to yoke the kill with the spear. This... Alright, they're gonna try and move with the triangle. I don't know if you can, man. Lumi is still a threat, and same with the Marcy.
I think they were just trying to bait out some cooldowns.
Jump in, Thelo call. Unable to get the initial stun. Pablo will be okay. You know, I'm really worried, man. Aegis for 3 minutes along with Skadi. I really think they can go high and actually just end the game with this timing. I don't think they have an answer for the Medusa.
Now, at the bare minimum, they're going to be able to take all these outer towers. No space for you to be able to farm against a Medusa that... What is that now? A 7,000 net worth advantage, and she's using all of it. It's not like some of these carries that just are holding on to a ton of farm. Every single little bit of net worth is being used by the Medusa because she knows that she doesn't really need to save for the buyback, right? She's got the Aegis, and like I was saying before, they just don't have the damage to be able to take care of her. Skadi, Manta, Butterfly, she's not dying anytime soon.
And all they need to do is just use kind of cogs in arena to kite the Slark. He's going to be in a position where he needs the BKB just to run through the walls and can kind of help control him with the hook shot more importantly, and potentially the cogs positioning as well as get Gardic off to the right side.
A little unfortunate for RM that they weren't lucky enough to pick up that Philosopher's Stone. Maybe if they got really lucky and if they were able to stall this game out for a longer period, you could start to build into that Aghanim Scepter, perhaps have a response to the Medusa. You're looking to, you know, commit inside your base. It's a lot of damage that it's able to deal out. Guided Sliver coming through.
You want the Grover or the Sliver? Like, they're both incredible on a Medusa. Sliver's actually on Vitali.
Grover for now. Going in Desolator on Vitali, just wanting to make sure that when you're sieging forward that you're taking these objectives as quickly as possible.
Look at the jump. Let's see the Zeus in. Instantly going to pounce on the high ground and the last in the middle of the fight. It's all on Adrian to try and turn this around on the BKB. He's targeting down Anor at the moment. He's going to move towards the Mars next as well. But the BKB soon go expire, so Adrian might be in trouble there for the damage coming out from Lumiere. They need to be perfect with their kiting, and the E-Blade will be able to enable that. As they're avoiding Lumiere, they know he still has the Adrian for another 40 seconds here. What's the call from Mad Kings? Do you just look to completely avoid him, or do you try and bring down this first life? And it looks like the call from Adrian is to jump in. Find the stacks. He's up to 33. Can they go back in afterwards? They've got the Aghanim shard. The Clockwork's got to try and connect to the Medusa's position and force up into the Clockwork will enable Lumiere to be able to reposition for the Clockwork. He goes down dead for 70. And now Zeus is trying to help catch up to the Medusa as well. But it looks like he'll find the blink away. Adrian's not done just yet. A pounce in 3 seconds. The Diffusal Blade to slow them down as well. He sees the Medusa's positioning. Radiant, though, they're starting to respawn Adrian. He needs to pay some respect. You can't continue this die with the boys on HOKORI up shortly.
Should be pretty happy with that one, though. They didn't even need to use any buybacks. And they did the strategy correctly, right? Don't focus the Medusa. Just try and kite her around. Try and make sure that you can focus every single other person down, and they accomplished that.
I like this. I like this a lot. They still have stacks. They're going to go back for the smoke. The jewel is out. This is an awesome play. Mad Kings want to move on to the Medusa. Men is gone, and health is gone as well. And now Adrian, he's going to look for more. Vitalik can play with the BKB if required. He'll escape to the south, but Mad Kings, a Division 2 team, making plays at HOKORI, are just not reading.
Not capable to deal with it just yet. Will also be able to take this tier 2 tower for free. Finally, take some steps to open up the map for themselves once more. Just waiting on that back door. Again, you're not worried about expending the buyback here on the Medusa. You're not going to lose much more than this tier 2. Maybe a tier 1 top helping you to set up for that second Roshan, but it's really just giving them a slight space to be able to pick up some of that net worth to recover what is still a huge gap between the Slark and the Medusa, but closing in. Only 6k now, and that's not really what you expect when you've got a Medusa against a Slark. We all know which one's going to farm better.
Like you said, though, it's really just time now for Adrian. That MKB is getting closer to it. I think really the important thing as well is the fact that he has this 20 talent with the extra Agi getting stolen.
Oh, for sure. Able to quickly get in there, deal a lot of that. They've got the... Hold on. What was the... Was there a thing where, like, Pounce gives 2 stacks of Essence Shift or something like that? Am I...
Yeah,
oh, yeah, so it's just built in now, right? You get 3 stacks. So the fact that you've got that, plus the Aghanim Scepter, plus the talent, that feels pretty significant to me. You know, by the time you pounce it in with all that attack speed,
Smoke up, Adrian.
I really want him to...
He's going to be cautious. They are very close to the Slark's position. Almost moving up
neutral
forward.
item, though, on the Slark. That Dagger of Restool could do so much for him.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting that he's holding the bracelet. Maybe feeling like he doesn't have the greatest mana pool. A double smoke from Radiant, so they're going to refresh this and look to move into the jungle. They have very good vision on Dire to play with. Look at the position from RM's going to scout this out instantly. Can they see the Groom Stroke? Looking to retreat out to the right side. They're going to cancel the Blink Daggers thanks to the Thunder God so they get to jump in. The double duel, but where's the damage? There's no follow-up for the moment. Adrian's going to look to TP back to the right side of the arena. Won't control him. But it will not matter. It doesn't look like Shadow Dance holding them to place so he can just beat off to Vitali. Safe and sound. And now the Slark's going to go for the Batrider instead. Dire! They're back in this. They're killed off 3. They're going to go for the Clockwork. It's Adrian on the Slark. He's doing way too much damage. They've got no answers to him in the team fights. Like Adrian, he's considering
this on Slark.
He might be able to. Gotta be cautious. He needs to bounce back out surely. Oh, Lumiere. He's gonna go for a TP. Oh my lord.
I do feel like if Zeus is dead, Medusa has very little to worry about. I don't think Slark 1-on-1 is going to be able to take care of it, especially without that Shadow Dance being available. So know he's going into the MKB next, and it's necessary. You've got the butterfly that you're having to contend with, but I really want to see them look to contest around the second Roshan. Just something like the Depth Shroud could be so good in enabling you to man fight to steal a lot of those stacks away from the Medusa.
I really wonder if they're ever going to get into a position where Legion can just think about dueling the Dusa and having Slark commit with BKB. Do you feel like it's okay to do that, or do you just want to instantly assassinate someone? Because I don't think you're going to kill Medusa in the fight, but it will really enable the Slark to steal a crap load of her essence and maybe burn all the mana. Do you want to do that, or do you want to guarantee a pick off?
Maybe you could do that if you also have the Inkswell onto the LC, just for a little bit of that extra regen that's looking to come through.
Lasso onto the Ember.
Who they found? It's just Ember.
But it is, with Roshop, is incredibly big. So now it's going to be able to secure this one. Adrian, he bought out as well. He's gone for the Skadi instead. Gonna look to smoke instantly. So they got the Aghanim Shard onto Analog, Aegis onto Lumineer.
We want to make sure
Bottom lane, they see the Legion under the ward. Look at this.
No.
He's gonna farm another wave, not like this. Arzen. Nothing he can do. An incredible move, but that's all set up thanks to the support's wards. One pick off on the Ember, and now another pick off onto the Legion. At least he's got a buyback, and you see instantly Mad Kings are gonna look to try and get top and mid shoved out.
Going into the Aghanim Scepter next on the Medusa. So, I mean, I know they gave the Aghanim Shard over to Analog, but it really does feel like the combination would have been really successful just in case they went for that play you were talking about. You know, the duel into all of that damage. It would have resisted a lot that was coming back their way because of the Mystic Snake getting sent back into the LC.
They might shot a Pablo straight away if Vitali's in a position.
Dire's bottom tower.
See an angle, and now Lumineer concedes freely. The help coming through from the damage from the Marcy, and look at it just rip apart.
Cool. This is why I was saying you need to deal with Marcy in particular. She is the one that's doing so much to enable Lumiere just with that use of the sidekick. Get a tier 1 at least on the top side. Actually, Chokyo has the Aghanim Scepter if he can just TP back to base, so that's a nice little bonus amount of damage coming through. The priority for being able to take him out is just increased. There's so much more. Got the Ceremonial Robe, the E-Blade, plenty of ways to be able to deal with someone and just burst them down inside the duel.
It's not going to be an easy game though for Jarchi to position. They again have so many heroes to find the Zeus, so yeah, it's really just going to be off the back at his positioning and the read on where HOKORI are playing.
Oh no, you can't go forward like this.
They see him. Analog's in. No hesitation with getting the lasso onto the Zeus. We were just mentioning that his positioning had to be incredible. He's down for 80 without a buyback.
Oh, that's an unfortunate one. I mean, I know you want to go forward because you've got that free D ward, but not when you've just bought out. Not when you've got no capability of rejoining the team fight if it doesn't go perfectly to plan. Just a missed hook on the top side is going to RM's life briefly, although Lumiere, he's just into the base.
Dire's top tower
I don't care.
is under attack.
He knows how strong he is. Once again, playing around that Aegis. Forces the glyph out, and that's a pretty significant glyph usage, right? Bottom tier 3 already gone. Just keep on pushing. They're not going to have another one until the end of the game, and they might have even got a glimpse of what the Zeus had bought out previously. They probably know that he doesn't have
Gardic. The smoke pop, they know someone's in the tree line. They have to know.
Dire's top barracks has fallen.
Gardic's going to be okay. Yeah, they're starting to ping. There we go. There we go. They scan, but he's chilling. He's got to jet back, fly out of the map, and
Radiant are scanning.
Unless Adrian goes for another pounce, he won't find.
Longest TP of all time.
Oh, I was going to say, did he cancel it? What was going on?
Long TP. DD bot. I mean,
Oh,
did they need anything more?
walk it down, Megas.
Still got
ages.
bottle. It's fine. Do you have time to get level 25? Doesn't seem like they want it. Look to just go the full wraparound, push in the bottom lane, and like that's exactly the strat for them. A jetpack perhaps for a little bit of extra vision.
Good luck avoiding the Medusa. You have to kill everyone else, and well, look at the arena! Again, catching the Zeus. It's all going to be off the back of Adrian if he can turn this team fight around.
He's done.
To stone. They get 2 key cores, and that'll be all she wrote. The G's come out as HOKORI take game 1. It was a little bit rocky for quite some time. Mad Kings there stuck around, and in the end it's going to be HOKORI off the back of their execution, taking this in 39 minutes in.
A little bit of dicey moments for sure. It went all the way back to a 50-50 win probability.